Okay, we're live. Thank you all for joining me tonight, the Cinephile World Order. And tonight we're going to be watching the 1980 movie from Ruggiero Diodato, and this is Cannibal Holocaust. Yes, we're finally getting around to this one. And yes, I know this is a very touchy movie with some people. Yeah, it is, but hey man, this is something that's right up my alley. I know a lot of people, well, I think majority of horror fans will probably agree with me. I guess more of like the actual horror cinephiles, really. And I know that this movie is very touchy with some people, even though that, with the Grindhouse releasing Blu-ray, I know it is on 4K now. You do have the option of watching it without the animal killings, but to me, man, if I really think with all horror movies, the only way to really truly watch horror movies is to watch it in its actual intended form, the way the movie was actually presented originally, uncut, none of that censored bullshit. It's just, I don't know. I feel like horror films, especially, are just way more effective in that way. But yeah, we'll get to the chat here in a second. I know we got a few people here, and I have something here that came in the mail today from Phil over at Froggy the Gremlin, and yeah, we'll unbox that. And yeah, so I provided the Internet Archive link is pinned at the top there. That is the full cut of the movie. Yes, you're going to get all the animal killings. You're going to get all the graphic violence, all of it. So that's the only way I think people should watch this movie. But yeah, I mean, just to go through, I guess my experiences with this movie. Now, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of cannibal movies. As far as getting into like horror movies, like when I first really started collecting movies was around like the time of like 2007. And then by the time like 2010 came around, that's when I started to collect movies a lot more heavily. And I remember going to see this at a 35 millimeter print screening. Actually, I do have the flyer right here. It was a double bill here. And I remember a friend of mine asked me to go with him. And I was like, I'm aware of Cannibal Holocaust. I'm just not really crazy about it. So yeah, it just goes to show how a movie can really grow on you if you actually give it a chance. But my first real experience with this movie was at a double bill here in Philadelphia. And yeah, it was Cannibal Holocaust and The Man from Deep River. This is the actual flyer right here for that. So this was the first real time that I actually watched this movie completely uncut in its fully intended form. And yeah, I enjoyed the screening and everything. It was also the first time I ever saw The Man from Deep River, which is another one I need to pick up eventually. I haven't seen that one in quite a long time, but yeah, it's just, like I don't know, like I guess overall with horror movies, I'm more into like slashers, like creature features, stuff like that. The whole cannibal subgenre doesn't do a whole lot for me, but over the years, it actually has grown on me a bit more. It's given me, a lot more motivation to actually give some more of these cannibal movies a chance. And I'll go through some other ones that I have in my collection currently, which is, I think I probably own like maybe like 4 or 5 cannibal movies, but in my personal opinion, this is the holy grail of them all is Cannibal Holocaust. And then one to follow that up would have to be Umberto Lenzi's Cannibal Ferox. I think those two are just undeniably the best cannibal movies you can really watch. But yeah, it was never the graphic violence in this movie, the animal killings that bothered me. It was just the general concept of cannibals, really. It just didn't do a whole lot for me. But over the years, it really did start to grow on me more. And I think one of the reasons why this movie, specifically Cannibal Holocaust, really started to grow on me more is really based on its soundtrack, its score soundtrack. You have such beautiful theme music going over this movie, but then there's other times throughout the movie where the music kind of switches up and becomes very doomful and just very grim like. But yeah, what's Ritz Ortolani? I think that might be his name, who did the score soundtrack for this. But I think, in a way, just slightly in a way, you can kind of compare Cannibal Holocaust to Jaws or even John Carpenter's Halloween based on its music. Like, I mean, I really think to watch John Carpenter's Halloween without its theme music is not that effective. You could probably even say that about Jaws. And I feel like that's the same thing for Cannibal Holocaust. It really, like, I think just mentioning all three of them right there is just enough proof right there to, make you realize that, man, the music is just very powerful on top of these images. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the chat now. We got 6 people here. And yeah, like I said, I provided the Internet Archive link. This movie's like an hour, 30 some minutes. So we should be here for the average of 2 hours tonight. So yeah, we have Phil is here, Froggy the Gremlin. Good to see you here, Phil. Sorry I can't talk. I mean, yeah, I have been drinking a little bit tonight, but I'm not smashed, so I'm good to go. But yeah, Phil's saying, "Hey, Sean, hope you're having a great night so far." Yeah, everything's good, man. You know what's another thing, man? The weather lately has been fucking great, man. I mean, I live on the East Coast in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but I was actually convinced that the weather was like, yo, like I think all the heat's gone for good. It's a little warm today, but man, it just cannot beat this weather lately. But yeah, good to see you here, Phil. Hopefully all is well with you too. And we got Anthony is here, Anthony Mendiola. Oh man, it's good to see you here, man. It's I was watching your live stream the other night, man. Yeah, you are definitely you're a riot, man. You're a good time. Like I really feel like because that's also like the first time I actually like seen your face and everything, and just just hearing you be yourself and just just keeping it real and being yourself, no filter or nothing. I feel like the world is kind of missing that anymore. It seems like people are just always afraid to be themselves, and yeah, you're not one of them. But man, you were definitely cracking me up with some of those prank phone calls that you were doing. We even went on you even took us on a beer trip at one point. You actually like left your house to go get some more bush pounders and shit. But yeah, like another thing that was funny about that, it was like that few nights ago when you went live, I was like in between watching YouTube stuff and trying to figure out what to watch. And I saw you go live and I got sucked into that and I was like, all right, this is what I'm doing for the rest of the night. So I think I hung out on your stream for like a good 4 hours, which is yeah, that can be rare sometimes. I think with streams, especially for me, with so many content creators, you kind of bounce around to other people's channels and stuff. But I stayed locked on your channel the whole night. You really had me laughing my ass off. But yeah, it's good to see you here, Anthony. Hopefully all is well with you too. And yeah, we got Mike is here from Heroic Waffles. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, it's good to see you here too, Mike. We'll get his channel link shared out again in the chat. And yeah, me and Mike might actually do a hangout stream probably like after this weekend, sometime soon. We'll probably do a stream to get together and try to push his channel out there a little bit more. But yeah, good to see you here, Mike. And yeah, Anthony's saying, "Yeah, thanks for fucking around on my live stream on Monday. Only Craig 23 beers at the shit, man. Yeah, dude, it's oh man. Yeah, dude, you had me cracking the fuck up though, man. That's just I feel like that's just rare, where like some people are just like, I'm on the internet now. I gotta have my filter in place, gotta make sure people like me and all this stuff. So nah, you're just the total opposite of that. But yeah, man, it's just it's good to see people like that, just being themselves and keeping it real. I mean, it's I don't know why people can't just be like that sometimes because I feel like when you're trying to be a certain way for crowds of people or whatever, like that's got to be exhausting, right? Like living a double life or some bullshit. But yeah, right. Fuck censorship. I mean, like I know, like there's been times where like I might have been a little too hard on people with this movie because like let's say the conversation gets brought up with this movie And people are like, well, I wish I could watch the movie, but I don't like all the animal killing. Sometimes I would be a little hard and be like, well, you know what? You shouldn't be watching horror movies at all. Like, you shouldn't be touching that genre at all if you can't handle shit that's being presented on screen. And, as we watch this movie, I will try to explain, just like I wouldn't say I'm like the most knowledgeable person with this movie, but there is legit reasons why these animals were killed. They weren't just put on screen to be exploited. It's these people were out in the jungle. It's not like they can just go to the hotel and go back and order a three-course meal and have what they want for the night. So these animals that were killed for shock value were used for the crew to eat because it's you're filming out in the fucking Amazon jungle. Like, good luck finding anything to come deliver you food. But some people just can't get past the understanding of that. But uh, each their own, I guess. But yeah, we got Anthony Chobits here too. Yo, buddy, by the way, my birthday is coming up. I know, Anthony. I know your birthday's coming up, but just finished he's finished his training, just lost my best friend. Wow. I'm almost up to 2016 in my memoirs, and our 3-year anniversary is going. All right, so yeah, I've known you for 3 years. That's good to see. But yeah, I think I forget, Anthony. Anthony, tell me down in the chat when your birthday is. I think it's December. I think. I don't know, but yeah, thanks for keeping us updated and everything. And yeah, yeah, the waffles. Yeah, it's good to see Mike's back with us on here. And yeah, Anthony's saying I didn't see this shit till my late 20s. Yeah, I didn't. Damn, I'm trying to think. First time, yeah, first time I saw this, I'm 42 years old now. I know some people might find that hard to believe, but yes, I'm 42 years old. When did I see this? This might have the year on here. This doesn't have the year on here, but I think this was around the time of like 2011, 2012. I think that's when I first viewed Cannibal Holocaust. And, as the years went on, it would get brought up in conversations, which is what really motivated me to like go ahead and give it a watch. And it was real. I would say really that the score soundtrack is what really drew me closer into the movie. And it's really up there as one of my favorite, most shocking movies of all time now. But yeah, Mike's saying love it. These movies have to be watched in their regular form. Yeah, I agree. I really do agree. I try not to be too hard on people about it anymore, but like sometimes I hear people like complaining about the animal killings. I feel like you shouldn't be watching horror movies at all. Or you should be watching shit like I Know What You Did Last Summer, some fucking grudge bullshit, some PG-13 fucking nonsense. Even though, it's all right, PG-13 is a rating, but there's actually is some decent PG-13 horror films out there though. There really is. And yeah, Anthony's saying, yeah, the OG Last House on the Left scared me more than this though. Really? Okay. I mean, I love the original Last House on the Left. I really do. My only like slight complaint with the movie is I just feel like some of the music throughout it, Wes Craven could have like probably chose a little bit differently. Cause like you kind of get like this like uppity kind of like acoustic banjo music throughout it sometimes. I wouldn't say like it makes the movie bad or anything, but I feel like when you're seeing these like these rough instances that happen throughout the movie, like even when the one girl is stabbed to death and just laid into the lake and everything, I just feel like you can kind of get some more grim and more just horrific kind of music behind it to kind of add to what you're seeing. But yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of yeah, Wes Craven's Last House on the Left, that's for sure. I'm not really a big fan of the that 2009 remake or whatever. I'm not too crazy about that, but I do feel like it's a watchable movie for what it is. And we got WW's here, Wild Wrangler. Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to see you here, man. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Hopefully all is well with you. Yeah, it's good to hear from you. Anthony saying you can say that about all movies too. Yeah, yeah, you can put that in place. And Stephanie S is here, way down along the stream where the cannibals hunt you and me out. These CWO. Yeah, good to see you here, Stephanie. Hopefully all is well with you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, like going forward here with you on YouTube. I'm like, I'm always looking out now. Like I'd see if Anthony's streaming because it's more than likely going to be a good time. I don't think Anthony's for everyone, that's for sure. But I mean, I don't know. I just don't get offended by things. I don't. And yeah, Anthony, you're pretty much the same type of person. Like I don't know. Just based on that stream, I feel like I could hang out with you like all night long and like like split a case of beer and get into some mischief or something. But I really get that vibe from you. But yeah, I don't know, I just wish there was more people out in the world like that. More laid back people, just open to be themselves. Yes, yes, please subscribe to each other. I'm gonna, when I get the moment to do it, I'm gonna share Mike's link. But yeah, let's try to get Mike up to at least 50 subscribers, right? I think that's what you need to actually be able to go live. So, and yeah, Anthony's saying I came back to this channel because I could tell you think the same way. Yes, dude, you're right, man. You really are right. I mean, like, I don't know, like, I could probably be a little bit more, like, overwhelmingly brutal at times, but I don't know. I don't wanna, like, chase people away, but at the same time, I gotta be myself, so I don't know. No matter what, I always have a level of respect for all groups of people and how people live their lives, all different lifestyles, but you just gotta know when to, like, put a cap on things at times. But I'm just really like just to sum it up in a nutshell, I'm the type of person I'm gonna treat you the way you treat me. That's it. Plain and simple. Fuck that. Yeah. Oh shit. Imagine delivering that message back then with this movie. So all right, September 2nd. I don't know why I was thinking your birthday was in December, but yeah, your birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. So, all right, yeah, all right. That's good to see, Anthony. I think you and I are the same age, around like 42, something like that. So yeah, Anthony's 44. Yeah, we're all pretty much in the same age range, though. That's good to see. We're hitting our 40s. Anthony saw this during the pandemic. Yeah. Okay. At least you saw it though, man. But yeah, Phil's saying Cannibal Holocaust versus House on the Edge of the Park. Hmm. Two Ruggiero Diodato movies too. Like dude, I love House on the Edge of the Park, man. That's a good one. I actually watched that one. Maybe it's probably been like a month or two now. It's the time I had a girlfriend, but Jesus Christ, I talk about pushing somebody out of your fucking life. Even on top of that, like like it's just for like the fact that I'm on that and I'm on your comment. The 7 months of grief and bullshit that I had to deal with this bipolar insane bitch. Man, it made me realize how patient I am. Wow, I am fucking patient. But I mean, I've sent this girl stuff. I've sent her packages. I've sent her movies. Did I ever get anything in return? Fuck you, Sean. Fuck you. But it's just to compare that to the fact that like just a random subscriber who has sent me things. I'm just like, wow. Like, all right, that just shows the difference between people that actually give a shit and other people that are just out there for their own hidden agenda. It took me a while to realize it, but yeah, that girl was just over obsessed with me. I mean, I did like her. I was attracted to her. I wish things could have been different, but she did everything in her power to push me out of her life. And yeah, I would imagine her life is even worse now. But that's people for you. And I'm sure you're lurking, Jen. I'm sure you're lurking. Go suck a fucking fat dick. Really. And please stop reporting my channel. Please. It's you and KL Daily. It's between both of you. One of you two or both of you, probably Keith over at fucking goofadope.com, whatever the fuck he's calling his channel nowadays. One of you three is constantly reporting my channel, but it doesn't do anything because I'm not doing nothing wrong. You fucking losers. Got nothing else better to do but report my fucking channel. Man, it burns you guys that you guys can't be on a fucking friendly relationship with me. But it's you guys. You guys need to look in the mirror and realize you fucked up there. I didn't do shit to none of you motherfuckers. All right, I just lost track of the comments here. But yeah, I mean, like, just to go back on Phil's comment there, Cannibal Holocaust versus House on the Edge of the Park. I'm going to take Cannibal Holocaust. It's just a bigger movie for me, but House on the Edge of the Park, man, really is a good one. I'll even take House on the Edge of the Park over Last House on the Left. I think it's more of just a more effective movie, just a little bit more. But yeah, that's even a movie I'd like to, get a watch party stream for, going. Damn, we're already 21 minutes into this. All right, I got to get to this unboxing here. I just want to make sure I'm saying hello to everyone at least real quick. And oh, Old Restless is here. Yeah, that's right. He was over on Anthony's channel. So yeah, he's saying what's up to Tony and friends. Yeah, good to see you here, Old Restless. Thanks for stopping by and chiming in and hanging out with us. But I just want to make sure I'm saying hello to everyone. Then I'll get back to all the other comments. All right, let's go ahead and unbox this package here. That was from Phil over at Froggy the Gremlin. So yeah, this came today. I have no idea what it is. So this is going to be a surprise, which is another reason why I was like, I'm going live tonight. Let's just open this later on the stream and see what it is. I mean, if I had to guess, but just by the size of it, there might be more than one movie in here. I don't know. So we'll see. But all right, we got the box cutter into this. This is from Orbit DVD too. So yeah, I know Orbit, they always take good care of their packaging and everything, which I haven't ordered anything from them in a while, man. I think the last time I might have ordered something from them, dude, it might have been this time last year, honestly. Like, yeah, I'm a little out of the game right now, but all right, what is this? All right, this is in bubble wrap here. Oh, what? No fucking way. Oh my. All right, so all right, wow. Oh my god. All right, it's one movie here. This is a box set, and oh my god, dude, wow. Wow, I'm utterly shocked. Oh, I can't believe I'm holding this in my hand right now. Dude, you got me the limited Synapse Films box set here for the Deadly Spawn. Holy shit. Oh my god. This is the killer or sorry, the killer alien worm movie from 1983, man. Oh my god, dude. And I think this is limited to like 5,000 units, which is like, I know, I was like, fuck, dude, I got to get on top of trying to buy that before it's gone for good. And I can't believe I'm holding this in my hands right now. Yeah, this is the new 4K Blu-ray from Synapse Films here, limited edition box set for the Deadly Spawn. I know I got terrible glare on this right now, but oh my god, bro. Wow, oh my god, I'm like completely astonished right now. Like wow, you want to talk about making someone's day right now? Holy shit, dude. I really, because like my funds lately, like I just haven't been able to jump on physical media and buy things the way I would like to. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around to buying this. And on top of other things that Phil has sent me is just, wow, dude. I'm like out of body experience right now. I'm just, wow, man. Thank you very much, dude. Now, between everything that you've sent me and sending me this box set, you got to let me send you a Christmas present this year. I'm going to work on some things to send back to you in return. And there's just no way I can accept all this stuff that you sent me and just not give you anything back in return. So, yeah, thank you very much, Phil. My God, dude, this is literally like, if we're talking about like low budget horror movies, this is my number one favorite movie right here. Like, this is a really cool movie that just managed to make such a cool film on pennies. Like, this was a very low budget film, but so fucking fun, this movie. I had the Synapse DVD. That's what I've been relying on like all these years. And I know they did release it on Blu-ray and everything, but my God, dude. I can't believe I'm fucking holding this right now. Thank you so much, Phil. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, just oh my God, what a nice guy to do that. But yeah, Phil, I'm gonna stay in touch with you, and we'll figure out exactly. Or I'll try to figure out exactly what's best for me to send to you. Now, I get the vibe. I know we only really know each other from chit chatting on here. I get the vibe that you are, you you definitely collect physical media at its fullest. You're probably a huge collector. I'm just like guessing that. So it might be hard for me to send you stuff that you might already have, but I do have some like steel books and other limited editions like still in the shrink wrap that I could probably send you as like alternate editions. But on top of that, I'm gonna try to figure out some other things. So I'll stay in touch with you and see what you don't have and what you need or whatever, because there's just no way I can accept all this stuff and not give you anything back. And I know it's not really about that. I know it's more about just, giving and, helping people out and stuff. But I have to give you something back for the stuff that you sent me. Whether or not it equals out, I don't think it's even about that. But yeah, in the coming months here, as we roll through Halloween, Thanksgiving into, Christmas, you got to let me send you something in return. So I'll stay in touch with you. But man, thank you so much, dude. Like, dude, I got to watch this tomorrow. Like, this is how much I love this movie. Just, wow, man. Man, that really just made my fucking day. Honestly, you might even be able to say that made my whole fucking year just seeing that. I mean, I know like, you recently sent me the 4K of Zombie, aka Zombie Flesh Eaters. That was another thing that was on my radar to pick up. And wow, man, it just goes to show, man. Like maybe you might go through experiences with people where you might get treated like roadkill and get just you might just get wrong from people, but that doesn't mean that everyone's a piece of shit. So it's just, yeah, it's really changed my point of view, a full 360 there. So, but man, I almost don't even know how to act right now. They're just unboxing that. Wow. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. All right. So, all right, we'll get back to the chat here. So we're coming up on 29 minutes. Let's go ahead and get the movie started before we get too far into this. So, all right, Internet Archive link is pinned at the top. We'll take a few seconds here. Just going to go grab a drink real quick, and I'll come back. We'll do a 10-1. We'll get the movie started. So if you guys want to go ahead and get yourselves situated and ready, and we'll get this going here in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Just want to get this thing cranked open. We are drinking hard Mountain Dew, Baja, sugar free. All right, let's go ahead and get this show on the motherfucking road. All right, let's get the countdown going here. So, yeah, all right, yeah, we got 5 people in the chat. I know a few people are, yeah, I'm sure a few people are going to join in with us, but we'll throw out the timestamp here and there as we move along. Anyone joins in a little bit later, which is another reason why when I do these streams, I try to put the first half hour into letting people show up and just acknowledging people and saying hi. Like I think when people do watch parties, they go live and it's like 2 minutes later, like, okay, we're starting a movie. Like, damn, dude. Why don't you let the thing digest and let people show up? But yeah, I guess everyone does things their own way. Menu. But yeah, I am watching the Grindhouse Blu-ray. I know this is on, I think 88 Films released this on 4K. Something like that. Another thing is, this is the first, like, yeah, what was it, like, night or two ago, I watched this on my own. And it was the first time I watched the stereo remix English language soundtrack. Because when I first had this Blu-ray, I just put the mono on there. I usually go for the mono tracks. But that new stereo remix English language soundtrack, man, that thing is punching loud. Holy shit. I didn't realize like that track would be so good. Oh, that's right. There's no subtitles on this. Okay. Perfectly fine. I would assume at some point I'll probably upgrade this to blue or 4K. But all right, let's go. Why is that at main? Yeah, main man. Oh, okay. All right, all right. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a 10-1 now. Okay, if everyone's ready, let's go ahead and get this going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, let's read the opening scroll. Now, I think this opening scroll is very powerful on top of the music that it brings. Now, I can't read it off of the screen. I have it on my phone here because it goes by too fast on the screen. I think the archive link doesn't provide the opening scroll, which is another reason why I'm going to go ahead and just read it out. Where's the beginning? The following motion picture contains intense scenes of extreme violence and cruelty. As distributors of this film, we wish to state with absolute sincerity that by no means do we condone this artistic decisions employed by the makers of this film. However, as firm believers in the constitutional right of free speech, we do not believe in censorship. To quote Thomas Jefferson, it behoves every man who values the liberty of conscience for himself to resist invasions of it in the case of others. Therefore, we are presenting Cannibal Holocaust for the very first time in its uncut, uncensored original form, with all sequences photographed by the filmmakers. However, offensive, repugnant, presented fully intact. What you will see will definitely shock and offend you. Nonetheless, it should be viewed as a disturbing historical document of a bygone era of extreme irresponsibility, which no longer exists and hopefully will never exist again. The final quote there says, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." George Santayana. But what every time I read that scroll and you got that doomful music on top of it, It's always, I swear to God, it just gives me a chill right up my fucking spine. To me, that is the most powerful scroll I've ever seen in any fucking movie in my life. But I just, on top of that too, with that scroll, it hits the fucking nail on the head with what this movie is and what it's about and how it's just thrown in your fucking face. But yeah, this is, an era where animal rights were not put in place yet. And back then, with a lot of these Italian filmmakers, it was all about one-upping each other. Like I know Sergio Martino, I think he made some cannibal movies. Umberto Lenzi, I think he made more than one cannibal movie. So it was all about the shock value with these directors. And oh, okay, so you made that graphic one. Well, watch what I do with my movie. It was just really about that competition and one-upping each other. But no one was giving thought to how this was affecting animals and everything back then. But yeah, this is an era, 1980, late 70s going into the 80s, just when you didn't have all these animal rights and these things put in place. Really, it's just a time when you could be free to be yourself, unlike how things are nowadays. But yeah, let's get back to the chat, man. Man, I'm blown away by that box set right now. Like, holy shit. I think this is where I left off, Anthony. So yeah, I like the music, makes it creepier. Yeah, for sure, man. It really does. I think, without the music, I don't it's hard for me to say if this movie actually would have really grown on me. I'll also I have a couple other ones in my collection I'll present here in a little bit, but Stephanie's saying, "I've not seen this, but wanted to hang out for a little while with the CWO crew." Yeah, yeah, it's perfectly fine, Stephanie. It's all good. But I mean, I would recommend, if you're a fan of horror movies, it's hard to say if you'll be into this movie. I would say at least give it a shot. What do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? An hour and a half? All right, you might be disgusted by it. Who knows? But I don't know your level of tolerance with horror movies, but I always recommend this no matter what. Even if you're I don't know, even if you're a fucking lifetime movie network person, I would still recommend this shit. Mike over at Rogue Waffle saying this movie's fucked up, but it works for me. I even think that the story of how this movie plays out, this is, in my opinion, I think this is the first found footage movie. No, Blair Witch Project. Go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here, man. But when you compare those two movies, I guess Cannibal Holocaust and Blair Witch, obviously one of them had a way bigger backing of a studio compared to, different times with this one where Giro Giordano's Cannibal Holocaust. Now, I'd say just my quick thoughts on the Blair Witch Project. I remember going to see it in the theater. I did see that in the theater. I wasn't too thrilled with it. I remember I watched it maybe a few years ago. Still wasn't very thrilled with it, but I do enjoy the atmosphere throughout the Blair Witch Project. I think the atmosphere is great, but it's really just a bunch of incoherent screaming and bitching and crying is all it is. But some people are huge fans of it. I think that's another one that's like 25 years old this year, so 99, 2000, something like that. But yeah, I I don't think Blair Witch Project can even hold a fucking candle to this movie. Yeah, Anthony's saying, I'm working on my shit channel. I'm on Earth to crank beer season this people. Oh, yeah, yeah. At one point I was like, "Yo, this dude's gonna get canceled tonight, man." He's really fucking, he's really saying some fucked up shit right now. But I was like, "Yo, the wrong person's gonna come in here and report this dude." But nah, man, he kept going. Thank God. Yeah, 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 yeah. Appreciate you too, Anthony. Yeah, all good, man. Yeah, Anthony's getting closer to 1K. I'm getting closer to 500. I think I'm at like 480 now. So yeah, channel's growing slowly but surely, but that's good, man. Anthony's saying that we're the last of the lost generation. Yeah, ain't that fucking right? But like the general concept of this movie is a bunch of film students who catch a whiff of a story of apparently down in South America in the Amazon that there's this cannibal tribe that still lives in their original ways, and they're determined to go down there and go document everything. But the only person or people that have any info of them going down there is their actual professor, their teacher. So I guess when the professor realizes that they don't come back in time when they're supposed to come back, it's time for him to go ahead and go venture down there and find out what happened. And he ends up going down there with a tour guide who's very experienced with the area and the terrain and everything. And next you know it, he finds himself just fully submerged into this life of cannibal tribes. He's actually eating human meat and doing all this stuff, but it's almost like if you don't do this stuff, the tribe is going to kill you. So it's kind of like he has no choice but to do these things. And over time, he starts to find little possessions and trinkets that were owned by, the film crew that went down there. And he starts to realize that, you know what, his film students they're not with us anymore. But with talking to the tribe leader, he was able to do a deal to where he could get the film cans off of them. And he goes back to America and he plays the film reel and he sees exactly what happened to his students. But I just think the story is brilliant, really is. Uh, yeah, so Mike's 45. Yeah, I know some people, there might be some people in here probably in their 20s, but I think that's like the general age, with most of us here is, 40s, 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. I know, not a lot of us are like fucking Texas hardcore 85 with a pacemaker, handicap. This is another thing with it. Hey guys, I got new movies. Oh my god, I'm expensive. I can't hold the movies. Oh, help me, help me. Fucking cocksucker. Another fucking thief. Fucking sent that motherfucker so many fucking movies. What I get in return? Fuck you, Sean. You ain't shit. That's what I got in return. But yeah, you guys go on over and watch his channel, see if he'll support you. Motherfucker won't support you, just like you, Mike. Yeah, go on over and fucking go hang out in Juno's fucking Texas's chat. See if they support you. They won't support your shit, dude. Go waste your time with those fuckheads. Fucking assholes. But my main issue, which is why I will still talk shit to them about them to the day I die, I want a reason why they wouldn't want to talk to me anymore. Give me a fucking reason. Come on, keep it fucking real. Let's go. Keep it 100, dude. No, they're fucking pussies. They're so scared of me. They can't be honest with me. No, let's just get away from them because Sean's gonna fucking get on a plane and beat us up. Fucking pussy ass motherfuckers. Juno, Jesus Christ, man. I look, I know Juno, like he's born of other descent, but I'm pretty sure you're a fucking American citizen. How do you not know basic English? You don't know basic English and you were born in this country? The fuck, bro? And on top of that, dude is antisocial and can't make decisions for himself. Texas has got to make all his decisions for him. Fucking pussy ass motherfuckers. Probably giving each other fucking reach arounds, but no, that's right. Both of them are too broke to get on a plane to see each other. That's another too. I sent Juno mad shit, dude. I sent Juno like 2 years straight. I sent him movies. You think maybe like one Christmas would come around, get together with Texas? Yo, you think we should send Sean something? Nah. Fuck you. Fuck you, Sean. How dare you send us anything? Talk about friends, right? Yeah, friends to the end. But yeah, where I'm at the movie right now. My timestamp is currently I'm at 10 minutes and 45 seconds. So now this is where the professor has gotten on a plane and he's headed down to South America now. and he's talking to, I don't know who these guys are. They're just wearing like army outfits. So I guess these guys are kind of like border patrol, taking care of like whatever planes come in, whatever shit's being sent out or come in. So he's trying to get hooked up with a tour guide right now, so he can figure out how he can go about finding his film students. Yeah, Anthony, it was a real girl, man. It was a real girl, man. Another thing that's fucking crazy. Like, I talked to this girl for like a few years actually before we started dating, and God, I just never met such a fucked up individual in my life, man. Like, yeah, she was a real girl, dude. Like, trust me. Like, we did all that good stuff. Yeah, she was a real person, but unfortunately, she let her mental illness run her life. I remember at one point she's like, "I'm not even taking my meds anymore." I was like, "What the fuck? Really? Like, do I need any more stress?" But yeah, she was legit, dude. It wasn't no catfish bullshit going on. Yeah, I guess you could say I got played. I wasted my fucking time. That's for sure. Nut ass bitch. Fuck her, man. Go ahead, go enjoy that thyroid cancer you got. Have fun with that. That and your fucking shitty ass dad who don't fucking give a shit about you. But yeah, sorry for caring about you though. And also, you know what, yeah, Jen, I'm sure you're lurking. I'm so sorry for trying to get you out of your living situation too. That's another thing you fucking rammed up my fucking ass. I I was willing to have her come live at my house rent free. No, don't want to do it. All right, then go fucking live with your dad. Stop bitching to me about your fucking dad then. The fuck? Mind blowing. A solution to the situation. Nah, not good enough. And on top of it, I'm not going to take my meds and I'm going to fucking piss you off about how much I hate living with my dad. Nut ass bitch. And I'm fucking nuts for fucking putting up with it. Not anymore though. Because, bottom line is with all that shit, ain't nobody ever going to give a shit about you but yourself. So you got to learn to love yourself before you can love anyone else. And that's something she has not figured out. And I don't think she'll ever figure it out. But actually, no, that's right. She ain't watching. She's got to go to bed. They got to go to bed, bud. My daddy tells me to go to bed. I go to bed right away. Oh, fucking bitch. Fucking STD infested fucking bitch. Anthony's saying, oh, it's great. It's like a Corey film and suck. First time. Yeah, yeah, this is the first time that Old Restless is here on the channel. But yeah, thank you for subscribing and stopping by and hanging out with us here. There won't be any prank phone calls, unfortunately, but I'll leave that to Anthony, man. I'm looking forward to the next stream with him. So, I swear to God, for me personally, I think there's a lot of entertainment value watching his channel, man. I just hope he doesn't get like banned or anything or lose his channel someday in the future. But even though I know Anthony wouldn't give a shit, he'll probably just start another channel. Old Rez is saying no with the people reporting his channel and the rant about that shit. Oh shit, man. Yeah, yeah, the movie has started. I mean, I did do a countdown from 10 to 1. I know things can get messy and dicey, but I'm at 15 minutes and 10 seconds. So if you want to chime in or whatever, or even hanging out and whatever floats your boat, it's perfectly fine. I know I'm a little behind in the chat, but Anthony's saying, "Oh, rest is wait, I'm drunk." Overland, what's that? Overland confused. I don't know what that word means. I hope it's a green dildo. The Green Inferno dildo. Speaking of the Green Inferno, I know some people like Eli Roth Green Inferno, but to me, it was a huge letdown. I wasn't impressed by it, man. Also, it felt overproduced in a way, like, I don't know, man. I don't like Eli Roth's Green Inferno. Now, Eli Roth as a filmmaker, I think he's kind of like Rob Zombie, just hit or miss. Because I do like Cabin Fever. I do enjoy Cabin Fever for what it is. I wouldn't say I'm, like, crazy about it, but I do like the movie for what it is. But other than that, I'm not too crazy about Eli Roth, but, I respect the guy as a filmmaker, and whenever he comes out with anything new, I try to, give it a chance. I did like his Thanksgiving slasher. That's, I guess, as far as anything recent and new from him. I did enjoy Thanksgiving though, so was pleasantly surprised with that one. Anthony say, "What's my channel reported? Because that'd be rad." Or someone else. Now, I mean, I don't know if your channel was reported. I just know I'm sitting there like, yo, this. I don't think this dude's gonna be up here very long. I think because like I know the wrong person's gonna walk in here and be like, "Oh, this dude's being vicious. I'm gonna report him." I don't know. You get a lot of salty people like that. They don't know how to just like click the X and go mind their own business or just keep scrolling. Oh, I got to take time out and report this channel. Make sure that YouTube's aware of this fucked up person or whatever. Some people, a lot of people really, this very, a lot of tight ass people on this fucking platform. I'm at the part now where the tour guide falls on top of the corpse and the corpse comes out of the leaves. It's all covered in like leeches and worms and maggots. And he's able to recognize that this is someone that he knows from like, like touring the forest and everything. Some guy named Felipe, I think. So overall, like one of the things that makes them able to like really get through the all the jungle terrain is they actually kidnap one of the cannibals. And that's what's going to lead them back to the tribe and everything. So that's what makes it a little bit easier for them to find their way. But, just to go over some cannibal movies that I have here in my collection, ones that I think are, good, decent, but, nothing tops Cannibal Holocaust for me. But, as I did mention earlier, I think is, the next best cannibal movie is Cannibal Ferox from Umberto Lenzi. Highly recommend this one. Very graphic movie. Just yeah, just as Cannibal Holocaust does. This movie really delivers the goods. And another one, you gotta watch the full cut or go get fucked, man. Go watch the Disney Channel. And then another one here, actually from Code Red Releasing, which is actually a part of Diodato's Cannibal trilogy. I didn't pull out the other one, which is not really an official cannibal movie. And I know this has alternate titles, but this is from. Did this come out? I don't know the year on it. I just know it came out after this one. And yeah, this is Ruggiero Diodato's Jungle Holocaust. And I didn't see this one till about might have been this time last year is when I picked up this Blu-ray. Long out of print now with this one. A lot of Code Red titles are, out of print now, but I know a lot of them are being restored and upgraded and everything to 4K from other studios. But I would say, like, watching this, it's a watchable movie. It has its moments. It just didn't live up to how it was hyped up or explained to me. And does it hold a candle to Cannibal Holocaust? Not really, but very unique in its own way. So if you're someone who's trying to catch up on cannibal movies, you haven't seen this one, Jungle Holocaust, give that one a watch. And then we have one here from Sergio Martino, which is this one's a bit controversial. I know at one point they actually went back and edited some of the animal killings in this. And you might actually want to like punch Sergio Martino in the face for doing this, but there's a part in this movie that I'm going to present here. I'll just present it right now, and that's Mountain of the Cannibal God. I believe this came out in 1978. But there's a scene in this movie where Sergio Martino must have took somebody from the film crew, took a bamboo stick, and they took a monkey and they strapped it to the bamboo stick and they shoved it right in front of an anaconda. And the anaconda, of course, did what? It fucking ate it. That, I think, is really stepping the line there of, yo, what are you doing? Like you are purposely killing an animal here. But I think as the years went along with physical releases, if I remember correctly, even with this Blue Underground DVD, they kind of blur that out with like this cartoon image. It's really awkward. I know the first time I watched, I was like, wait, I gotta rewind that. What the fuck did I just watch? Oh wait, all right. So now we're at the ritual rape scene. This is a touchy this scene here. So one of the cannibal tribesmen here has kidnapped a woman and took her on this little raft to this little shoreline. And he is literally beating this girl to a pulp right now. They're in a mud pit. And yeah, he's just literally having his way with this girl right now during this rape ritual scene. And yeah, he's just slamming his cock in her over and over. He's also taking one of these ritualistic stones and he's slamming that inside of her toe. So after he's done really having his way with her, he's going to crash or smash her skull. So that's when all the crying comes to a stop, comes to a halt. And now these guys are watching this. The professor and the tour guide, they're watching this out in the trees. The professor actually wants to stop it, but the guide is telling him, no, you just got to leave it be and take it for what it is. So this tribesman, when he's done having his way with her, he puts her in his little canoe there, throws it back in the water, and he's going to go back to his tribe. That is a bit of a touchy scene there. It really is. I can understand that. But I don't think it's enough to be like, I'm a fucking faggot. I need to turn this off. Like, just I don't know. But even on top of that, you even had, very, very good orchestrated music on top of it. It's like an orchestra of music just on top of that scene, which really adds to how powerful a scene like that is, a rape ritual scene. But that's another thing I just enjoy about this movie, man. It's not just cannibals eating flesh, it really offers other types of way of killing and dying. But yeah, no, Cinephile was saying he has people reporting this chat. Yeah. Dude, I get people reporting my channel all the time. I know it's the salty ex-girlfriend, this other guy who tries to act like he's some big YouTuber, fucking KLL Daily. You should actually call him KLL Yearly. Motherfucker wants to show up whenever he wants, act like he's a part of things, and then disappears for 6 months, comes back, hey, how you guys been? How come no one's sharing my shit out? Like, go get fucked, man. Who the fuck are you? But my main issue with that dude is the main issue I have with that dude is I kept catching wind from other people like, yo, Kale keeps talking bad shit about you. It's all he does. I'm like, damn, dude. I keep hearing that from multiple people, and this dude wants to act like he's my fucking friend and shit. That's how I was like, nah, we're gonna cut that shit out. So I started ignoring him. And then eventually he didn't fucking, he didn't catch the fucking message. I was just like, dude, I've been ignoring you. Like, when do you realize if you're being ignored, it's time to roll the fuck out? But no, I had to fucking bring that to his attention. Like, dude, like, I don't want you here. All you do is run your mouth. Roll the fuck out. You're no good for nothing, man. But yeah, you know what? That dude is so fucked up. He will record shit that you say in a video, twist it, and send it to someone and be like, yo, look what this person said about you. Look what that person said about you. Just someone who's just looking for trouble, man. But I gotta say, man, if this was real life, dude, I'd be doing fucking 6 to 8 months in prison, man. I would have knocked that dude the fuck out. But we're all right. So I'm at where I'm at this movie right now. I'm coming up on 26 minutes real soon here. But this is one of the guys that's with the tour guide, some guy who knows these tribesmen and the terrain and everything. And yeah, so he's willing to stand up against a possible ambush of these cannibal tribesmen. Strips off all of his clothes. Meanwhile, he's got a rope around the neck of another fucking cannibal tribesman, the guy that they use to actually find their way out in the woods. And yeah, it's really an intimidation tactic is what he's doing with this. And they're taking their poison blow darts, they're fucking blowing them at him. They're like coming right in front of his feet and shit. But eventually they give into it and they let him, the tour guide, and the professor inside the tribe. But as they walk inside, they see that these are not regular people. White man not wanted here, you know. So all the tribe is all on, they're all they're all in an uproar right now because they realize white man's no good. And why is white man no good? And that's because of the film students that were there before. But we'll get to that as the movie rolls along. But now the professor's starting to see that some of these tribes people are wearing these possessions and trinkets around their neck. They're starting to see people wearing like wristwatches, all types of like, daily culture stuff, like Americanized stuff. So the professor wants to talk to the head of the tribe. None of these guys can speak any fucking English. It's all bloop blop blip bloop blip 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 bloop. It's a whole bunch of fucking nonsense. So this head of the tribesman here, he's trying to communicate with these people, really by his mouth, bloop bloop noises, and his hands. He's trying to explain what happened here. And their tribe was burnt to the ground. Everything that they had for shelter, for food, was burnt to the ground. Why? We'll get to that as the movie rolls along. Oh, Restless Possibly. I'm always tagged movies or like hockey games on the next. Yeah, that's a good example actually, because yeah, I'm a huge hockey fan. I watch hockey a lot. But I see Anthony. Yeah, if I had to assume you're an LA Kings fan, I remember seeing that Kelly Rudy poster on the wall and stuff. But always loved the LA Kings uniform, especially those silver and black uniforms from the '90s. Gretzky, McSorley, that those guys, man. Luke Robitaille. Oh man, those were the good days, man. Good old days of hockey, man. Send Phil some news. Yeah, I'll have to send him a nice picture of me and my family naked for him. Maybe he'll enjoy that. Yeah. Oh, kidding or not, yeah. It's good shit, man. Get that. So now, the professor and the guy, they're gonna spend the night with the tribe. They're gonna have to eat some fucked up shit here, man. Now, I think what they might have used to execute this scene, it looks like they're drinking this really thick, white, milky stuff. I think it might be melted marshmallow because it really looks like if you stuck your hand in it, it would stretch out like immediately. But as the tribe people are mixing this stuff up, they're spitting it, they got it in their mouth, they're gargling it, they spit it back in, they pass it to another tribes person, he takes it, he puts it in his mouth, he gargles it up, he spits it, and then they give it to the white people. And the guide is like, you better drink that. If you don't drink that, we're gonna have a problem here with these people. They're gonna fuck us up. He's like, drink that shit, man. It's a sign of respect to take what they give to you. But like, I don't even know how they, even if that is like melted marshmallow, like how the fuck did you swallow all that thick shit? Because it really looks like if you stuck your hand in it, it would stretch out. It'd be like super sticky bullshit. All restless. We need to connect this channel, Freedom of Speech Network. Yeah, man. I mean, that topic alone goes perfectly with what we're watching here tonight, right? Tony, not sure that's a good idea. Yes, the fuck, who cares? Fuck them, because fuck them, that's why. Need to know more about those people attempting to take his channel down. They're barely worth mentioning at all, though. KOL fucking yearly. What the fuck? I don't understand these people, man. Like, especially if you don't like someone, why is it so hard to just move the fuck on and mind your own business? I never done shit to that dude. Never done shit at all. The fucking piss off the bipolar girlfriend, that's for sure. Dude, I could have a separate 2-hour stream on the shit list I had to deal with in the past 7 months. But all right, Mike's back. But no, Mike, I understand you got kids and stuff. You usually got to get to bed early. You kind of get up early. But yeah, it's good to see you're still back here. But Phil's saying, yeah, thanks a lot, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah, dude, yo, thank you too, man. Dude, wow, man. Like I was really 50-50 if I was going to be able to get my hands on this. Just do the finances right now. But man, like, I really think I can go as far as to say, like, this made my year, really, because this is a big movie for me. Another thing is just to reflect on this. I know there's times on here where, like, I'll mention, like, I was at a 24-hour horror screening event. I went to this event for it was 4 years I went to it. It was, like, not every other year. I don't even know if they still have the event here in Philadelphia, but 1 year I went to it, and they screened that movie, The Deadly Spawn. I saw it in 35 millimeter. And one of the things I really loved about that event, it was 24 hours. It cost $24. I remember it was only $24. And in that 24-hour process, they would screen about 13 to 14 movies. And they would give you a little booklet to try to guess the movies. That's another thing that was fun about this event. They didn't announce any of these movies. The only thing you were told on the flyer is we are showing old classic and obscure horror movies. And I know they would always start the event out with something that you should be aware of, and they would end it with something you should be aware of. Like the one year I went, they actually screened Creep Show. They started it out with Creep Show. That's kind of a popular, more well-known horror movie. But yeah, the one year I went, they actually screened The Deadly Spawn. I remember it was like sometime in the middle of the night, and I see that, as the movie opens up with the meteor coming out of the sky, right away I was like, fuck, dude, I can't believe I'm watching fucking The Deadly Spawn on fucking big screen tonight. But I think that out of all those events I went to, the most exciting movie for me that I remember watching, I remember it was another one. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but they screened the original extended director's cut of George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe we're watching the director's cut on the big screen right now. And it's the only time I ever seen Dawn of the Dead on the big screen like that, the original 78 movie. And it took me a little bit as the movie was rolling along. I was like, yo, this is not the regular theatrical cut. Like, we're watching the director's cut. But that was probably like my, out of all those events, seeing so many different movies, those events, that was probably my favorite movie to see at all those events. Anthony's saying, yeah, but that's my favorite shit when I used the pumpkin snatch. I kicked the front door and yelled they were stealing your shit. Damn, yo. I feel like if me and Anthony, if me and him were like growing up in elementary school, shit, we'd probably be in juvie hall, having detention every day. Dude, you and I would get in a lot of trouble, man. I can see that right now, man. Hard Mountain Dew. Oh, hell no. That is a sorority house. Cheap. It's cheap, man. 2 for $5. I can't turn that down, man. Doesn't have sugar in it. Doesn't fuck my stomach up. Dude, I don't think this tastes that bad either. This is that Baja soda flavor. But look, Anthony, you can enjoy your Bush Pounders. I'll take these over Bush Pounders all day. I can't do Bush. Even if somebody came up with a full ice cold cooler of Bush and was like, Here, you want one? I'd be like, I'm all right. You can keep that. I'm good. But teach their own, right? Yeah. Whatever floats your motherfucking boat. Crank some beers before you barbecue. Yeah, right. Doesn't that those go hand in hand right there? So we actually get a bit of a delightful scene here. The professor decides to get butt ass naked and go take a bath in the water, and all the female tribesmen are all coming in. They're all grabbing his dick and shit. They're like splashing water on him, grabbing his dick and everything. A couple of the girls are like, "Ooh, your mustache!" They're all like twirling his mustache and shit. Well, you get that nice Rizzolani music, yeah, nice violin going there. But yeah, just over the years, just being a cinephile, a fan of movies. I actually, in some ways, quite surprised that I enjoy this movie much more. Like overall, I try to have this as like a summer annual watch. I try to watch this at least one time throughout the summer. I feel like it's really like the most appropriate time for me to watch it. But yeah, it's another reason why I scheduled, doing a watch party for this. I haven't watched it at all this summer, so. And now we come up to a scene here where all the females, as they leave the water there, they start bailing down and worshiping this altar. And this altar is nothing but all the film students' bones, their cameras, all their personal possessions, all combined up in the one thing hanging off of this bamboo stick. And that's where the tone of the movie kind of changes. It goes from this little happy breakdown scene to, yeah, let's keep it real. So now they're listening to, I think the one guy, Alan, who's one of the film students, they're listening to one of his tape recorders right now. Phil saying, "Hey Anthony, do you enjoy Shiner?" Poor guy, VH. Yeah, that's another thing, Anthony. Like, seeing that stream you did, man, you had a lot of VHS tapes in that room you were in, man. Lot of VHS tapes. Boom, boom. Anthony's saying, "Yeah, you saw our collection. That's only some of it." Yeah. So overall, it seems like Anthony at heart is mostly a VHS collector. This intro music right away reminds me of Greasy Strangler. Oh, that's another thing too, man. Like you recommended that movie Watermelon Man from 1970. I was like looking into that as you were like mentioning stuff, and it was like I think it was like a Mario Van Peebles movie or something like that. And I was like, fuck, dude, I've never seen it. Like, it looks interesting though. It's like a comedy drama from 1970, but it's something I do want to give a watch though. And then you mentioned Kevin Smith's Vulgar. And it's another one I actually haven't seen, surprisingly. And I do remember saying in the chat that I didn't even see Kevin Smith's Red State till like maybe like a year ago, but I really did enjoy that one. So I really do want to watch Kevin Smith's Vulgar and get around to watching Watermelon Man at some point. But like, even on top of that, Anthony, like, I know we're in the middle of doing like a watch party. I do want to try to get on a stream with you sometime in the future, whether it's like on my channel or your channel, whatever the topic is, whatever it is, even if it's just hanging out and kicking it, I want to try to, get around to doing that at some point. And Sue is here from the Bud Files. Hey, how's it going there, Sue? Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Hopefully all is well with you. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you're still here with us. Oh, this is the scene now where They killed one of these bad tribesmen, and they're gonna eat his meat. So yeah, they got this guy on the pyre. They're burning him up. They're ripping all his guts out. The tribesman is holding the fucking tape recorder with another tribesman singing their fucking bloop bloop music, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And he's shoving the meat right now, the organs and the meat inside of in front of the sorry, the professor's face. He's trying to get the professor to eat this food. So he looks over at the tour guide, like, should I do this? He's like, you better eat that shit. Takes a fat chunk out of that, starts chewing it. It's like, imagine that. Like, imagine being that professor. You get on that plane, like, is it anywhere in your head that you're going to be eating human meat? Like, probably not. Then the scene cuts to other trinkets hanging from the tree, which you can tell are from the film students, some other kind of civilized white people or whatever. But I think that's another thing that this movie does very nicely is how it cuts back and forth. Not all the time, but it cuts from being out in South America and the Amazon, going back to like New York and America, and showing like how the professor is being interviewed from like, you know, like TV broadcast companies and this whole experience with everything. Growing up, we call them crybabies. Yeah. What about ants' rights? Ants got rights too, right? So Phil's saying Holocaust versus Ferox is a hard one to choose. Yo, it is. It really is. But I think Holocaust edges it out just a little bit. But man, what it's both of them would work great for a double feature. Now, it's hard to say if we're going to see another cannibal watch party on this channel, but I really feel like I can say that, you know, we will probably get around to doing Umberto Lenzi's Cannibal Ferox at some point. That's just such a hardcore movie. You know, you can't ignore that one, right? You know, that is a real good one, though. Anthony saying Sorbian films, or are you talking about Serbian film? Serbian film worse than this? Unless you're into long lost art of bestiality. Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about Serbian film. I think some people get a little overworked with how that movie is. Like, oh my god, that movie was so terrible, gross, disgusting. Like, I don't think it was that bad. I just think what you were seeing on the screen just wasn't something that pertains to me. It wasn't up my alley. But yeah, you know, Serbian film is what it is. It's something else that Juno bitches about, fingers his asshole about all the fucking time. Sure, he fucking sits there and paints his fucking nails, bitching about fucking movies and listening to Evanescence and Insane Clown Posse. That dude's got terrible taste, man. Tony, yo, take a look at his channel. Go to Juno 2000. Look at his channel. Look at the shit he uploads. Shitty fucking music. Probably fingering his asshole, listening to fucking Depeche Mode and Duran Duran. I don't know. I think that dude swings quite a few ways, if I had to assume. But you know, one thing I could tell you, that motherfucker has never been inside of a woman. He's a fucking virgin, and he's gonna die a virgin. He don't know what it's like to have his dick up inside of a pussy, that's for sure. I don't think he's ever gonna know. I mean, hanging out with fucking Texas, yeah, that's for sure. I mean, you know, the fact that, you know, Texas thinks that, you know, like he's in love with this really fat girl. Ugh, just absolute disgusting. Well, she won't even give him the time of day. That's the shit that cracks me up. They're like, damn, dude, not even a fucking pool float will fucking say hello to you. He keeps buying her gifts and all this shit too, man. He thinks he has a shot with this fat broad. You don't want nothing to do with him, man. Guess that's what you get for being fucking handicapped and fucking older than dirt. Sorry, bro. You had to start shit. I'm gonna talk shit forever. Fuck you, man. Shit, bro. You could drop dead tomorrow. My day's still gonna be all right. Fucked up to say, but hey, man, way things go, man. Want to be a fucking dickhead to me? That's fine. I'll toss it right back to you. So now, all right. So now we're at the point in the movie timestamp just past 46 minutes. This is where the professor is analyzing all the film footage that he found down there. And yeah, he's going to try to explain this to I don't know. There's like other like news reporters who are like interested in everything that happened. So they're really going to go through the footage now and see what happened to Alan and all of his friends, all the film students. They're going to try to analyze all that and really just dictate exactly what happened to them. Now, apparently, too, I think I remember from watching the features. Apparently, the guy who plays Alan, like the head guy who's like doing all the filming and most of the talking, he wasn't the original actor that was supposed to play that role. And the guy that was supposed to play the role, they were already dedicated to him. They had him fitted for his costumes and boots and everything. And apparently, the guy bailed out last second. So the guy who's playing Alan, they got him to fill in the role, but apparently the boots didn't fit him. None of the costumes really fit him. Apparently he was like a lot smaller than the original actor. So yeah, I'm sure that was a bit challenging to deal with. But I really think too, like, I'm just gonna call it as it is. The guy who plays Alan, he's not a good actor at all. He doesn't enhance the movie. He doesn't make the movie any better. And apparently Ruggiero Deodato wanted to fucking kill this guy when he was making this movie. Apparently, like even the scene when they find the girl impaled on the stick, and Alan's like, "Oh my god, that is just horrible!" And like his reaction to it is just so dull, and it's like, oh, could tell that just wasn't authentic at all. But apparently, in that moment, Ruggiero Deodato was behind the camera, like, "You motherfucker, you are not listening to anything I'm telling you." Like, imagine having a fucking mad Italian director yelling at you as you're trying to fucking execute a scene. But yeah, apparently Ruggiero Deodato, man, he was pissed as shit, man. Really pissed at that guy who played Alan. But now, where we're at in the movie is the professor is trying to go reach all the parents of all the film students that are long gone now. And a lot of the parents don't even have anything like positive to say about their kids, like almost to a point where it seems like their kids were, or the parents and their kids kind of just like wrote their kids off and was like, "Oh, I want nothing to do with them, disowning them." But now, another thing is, with the making of Cannibal Holocaust, apparently, Ruggiero Deodato and, other people that were involved with the film were trying to give the vibe that, you know, these filmmakers, these students were actually killed. Like this is supposed to be a real thing. Like these students were actually killed in this movie. And I guess word of mouth really got out there. Ended up getting out there to the law to the point where Ruggiero Deodato had to go to court. He was asked to be presented at court and present all the actors that were in this that were supposedly killed to show proof that these actors are still alive. And I don't know exactly what he was facing in jail time. If I remember, I think it was somewhere between like 8 months to a year. I think it was like 8 to 14 months or something like that in jail he was facing. But yeah, people took the taglines and all this shit so seriously that the director got brought into court and he had to bring these fucking actors in and prove like, yo, these they're alive and well. Everything's fine. Like, nobody died making this movie. It's just all hearsay, all way of hyping up a movie. Different times back then, man, but still, you still got very oversensitive people in this day and age. And then he's saying, I'm so stupid. My buddy was a projectionist when I saw Blair Witch. I asked him after in the lobby if it was real. He said, what a fucking retard. And Phil saying Massacre and Dinosaur Valley, also known as Amazonias, also known as Cannibal Ferox 2 from 1985, is a great cannibal movie. I didn't realize it had that Cannibal Ferox 2 tagline or title on there, but I haven't seen that one, Phil. I'm aware of it, but I didn't realize that's actually a cannibal movie. So yeah, that's one I'll have to add to the list. Thanks for mentioning that one. Did I just do some shit, man? I forgot last stream, man. I don't know if it's fixed or not, but I accidentally like banned a comment on George over at Sailor Outlaw. I don't know if that means he can't come back here near anymore. But yeah, that was such an accident, man. When that happened, I ended up hitting a button too fast. Next you know it, he was banned from the fucking chat. Where was I just at? Oh, okay, it moves up a little too far. All right, that was the Bud files there. Just above the lens, like a gun. I think it was right here. Anthony saying, not scared, always push the envelope. Locals in this movie are idiots, right? They are. They're all missing teeth. They all fucking old and wrinkled and burnt looking. And we got Mike is here from Mike's DVD and Blu-ray collection. What's up there, Mike? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us here, man. Hopefully all is well with you, and hopefully you have a good weekend. But I know Jim over at Jim's movie channel, it's been hard for him to find time to come over here and hang out with us. But I think I might be on his channel around September 9th in the future with him and Movie Assault and Kenny over at Kenny's Movies Palace. And I know Mike, that's another reason why I mentioned it, Mike over at Mike's DVD and Blu-ray collection. I know like you've streamed with them before, but I think I might end up joining them. I forget what the topic is. I can't remember right now. But yeah, it looks like I'll be joining those guys after this month on their channel. So, oh, we're coming up to the turtle killing scene. Yeah, I got to admit that this is a bit rough. But if I was in their position, I'd be like, "Yo, man, like I want to eat this fucking turtle." I've never had turtle before. Apparently, the texture of turtle is kind of like, at least from what I remember being told, the texture is kind of like steak, but kind of tastes like chicken. Almost like I don't know if you guys ever had alligator. I've had alligator before. That's kind of the same thing, like real like steak kind of texture, really tough, kind of chewy, but tastes like chicken. But yeah, they're gonna murder the shit out of this big ass sea turtle here. They just pulled out of this fucking out of this lake or whatever, this pond. But making a movie out in the jungle like this, yeah, not like you can just order a pizza, right? Then the music on top of it really adds to it. That Grimful kind of synthesizer with that violin just slowly going on top of it. But all right, can you guys just give me a moment? I gotta go see a man about a meal, which means I gotta go use the bathroom. Give me just a moment. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, but the dog just woke up, so get Lily to say hi. Hey, hi, Lily. You don't know what's going on, do you? There's nobody here, right? She got a birthday coming up next month. She'll be 5 years old. September 27th. She'll be 5 years old. Got her from a farm in Pittsburgh. She's a good dog, though. Real easy to take care of. I'll send you a beer. Yeah, cheers, bro. I'm sure you're probably having a good time tonight with some drinks, but Pittsburgh, dude, I ain't filthy rich either, man. I'm always trying to keep my head above water with finances, but man, Anthony's saying Green Inferno was even less of a letdown than Hostel. All right, since it's brought up, I remember at the time, what was that, like 2007 when Hostel came out. Well, we're at the part right now in the movie where they got through gutting the turtle and they cooked up all the good parts of it. Mostly its legs. I think that's like the best part of the turtle is really like its feet, its legs. So they barbecued the shit out of that thing and ate it. But Hostel, I remember at the time I was, it was about, 2007 was really about the time when I decided like, I want to go back and start watching these movies I grew up with. I want to start like actually like collecting some of these things. And at the time I had a girlfriend and it wasn't on my radar to go to the movies. And she's like, Hostel's coming out tonight. And I'm like, what's Hostel? She had to like explain it to me. She's like, I want to go to the movies. Like, can we go to the movies? And I was like, yeah, we can go to the movies. And so we went and saw Hostel and getting into the movie and everything. I'm like, all right, this is like, kind of a brutal torture type of horror movie. When we got up to that scene, when that guy is in that torture chair and they cut his Achilles tendon, he goes to walk and you hear that shit crack and rip. Dude, I was borderline ready to throw up in the fucking movie theater. And another reason why I was borderline ready to throw up is because there was other people running out of the theater and throwing up already. So that was adding to the fact that I was, oh God. I remember my girlfriend too. She was fine with it. And she's like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just a little like overwhelmed right now." But man, dude, that like Achilles tendon scenes to me, that's such a sensitive area. Oh man, that shit fucks me up, man. But yeah, I was like, yo, there's people running out of the theater, throwing up. I'm starting to get that vibe too. I'm about to throw up myself, but no, I was okay. It wasn't the end of the world. But um, I ended up buying Hostel 2, and like a really cheap Blu-ray double feature. Went back and watched it. The movie's okay. I think it's okay for what the subject matter is, but that I'll just leave it at that. But if I had to scale it like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say I would just give it a 7 out of 10. But yeah, I'm not really crazy about Eli Roth's Hostel and second one too. And apparently they made a third one. I didn't see the third one. Apparently there is a third Hostel movie. Anthony's saying Cabin Fever was about his psoriasis, so I can relate. Oh, okay. Yeah, skin. Yeah, anything to do with skin, right? But yeah, we're at the scene now where Felipe, the main tour guide, he ends up getting bit by a poisonous snake. He dies. They do everything they can to try to extract the venom from his foot and everything, but now they realize their main tour guide for the film crew. This isn't actually the tour guide that I'm talking about with the professor. So, in a way, this is really the beginning of the downfall for the filmmakers. Their tour guide's dead now. They really have no way of navigating the Amazon. Anthony saying, I fucking hate how small your prints are on physical media. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of a double-edged sword because of the fact that, like with physical media, like with Blu-rays, like how like or like for instance like how like like DVDs kind of had like a wide space, but then like when Blu-ray came out they got thinner and everything, so it's like damn, you kind of get less for your buck, but you're getting better picture quality and audio. But no, I can see where you're coming from with that. Nothing in cinema that could ever offend me. Yeah, it's I agree, man. I totally agree. Like, I really feel like there's not one movie out there where I would be like, "Oh my god, turn this off." Just, I don't think I can. Nah, I'm right there with you, dude. Stephanie S. Stephanie S. is back. Yeah, not even Gummo, Anthony. You know, it's funny. I did do a watch party before for Gummo, but I deleted that because it was with fucking handicap hardcore 1965. So I made sure to get that fucking slapdick off my channel. Fuck you, you fucking old slapdick. Go check your pacemaker, you old fucking piece of shit. And yeah, see, that's another thing too. Like I don't talk shit and then go, oh, let me delete the video because somebody might fucking figure out they said something about them. Fuck you, you old piece of shit. Dude looks like fucking Where's Waldo, but fucking like 6,000 years later. Low, you watching him do an update video. And then another thing is too, his face is like ever in the frame. His face is always down here. It's always like right here. Hey, hey guys, I got this movie. Ah, yeah, none of us are perfect, right? You know, you can't ask for the bodies we're born with, but Jesus Christ, that is one sorry individual. And apparently, his best friend is a fucking schizophrenic psychopath who is the most unreliable person in the world. But yeah, that guy's your friend. That guy ever buy you anything? You ever fucking treat you as a friend? No, but that's the guy you hold on to. But I guess when you're in your 60s, all your friends are dead and gone, I guess, right? At that age, you ain't got nobody to rely on. Shit. Apparently, even his dad don't even want nothing to do with him. God, that's so sad. Fuck you, you old piece of shit. Talk shit on you forever. You and your fucking Hispanic, fucking Latino, whatever the fuck Juno is. Piece of fucking shit. Fuck you. So now, all right, in the movie now, as we watch the film reel, as the professor's witnessing all this stuff, I almost don't understand where things go wrong to where Alan and his friends want to start attacking the tribes people. Why? Because the tribes people were so nice to them too. It's another thing. It's just out of nowhere. Like I forget the blonde-headed guy's name, the guy who's doing most of the filming. At one point, he just grabs a fucking shotgun and starts shooting people and shit. There's like no real legit reason for it. Steph, now I love that movie. Got on VHS. Almost five. Oh, is it really? I'm getting closer there. I know I was at like 480, so maybe I'm getting closer. Almost 500 CWO rock on. That was really my goal too. I was like, let's see if I can get to 500 by the end of the year. Obviously, gonna reach that a lot sooner. So maybe we'll have to put a new one in place. I guess. Let's see if we can get to 700 by the end of the year. We'll see. It's all the same to me at the end of the day. My main thing, whatever you guys want to conjure up in your head of why I'm here, my main reason why I'm here, I just want to interact with people. I just want to connect with people, talk to people that are into the same things that I'm into, relatable things. You're never going to see a join option on this channel. You're never going to see oh, pay money to see this video ahead of time. No, fuck out of here with that, man. I'm sorry, but nobody should have to work all week to come on YouTube to pay money. Nah, sorry. Not here, not ever. And I know like I think a channel can officially be monetized at like 500 subscribers or something, but no, I'm not making people pay money for fucking petty ass content. What I do on here is not worth a fucking red cent. And I'm sorry, the people that do make the money on here, more power to them. Good for you. All right, pay your bills on other people's fucking money that you don't fucking deserve. That's fine. But there's just nobody on YouTube. What? There's no content done on YouTube to me that is worth American currency. If anything, there's this one crime channel I will watch sometimes. It's called That Chapter. He does really good work. Like he has a lot of like snippets, photos, video footage, all types of stuff. And he keeps his stories like under like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So, but he manages to focus on the things that are important. Now, with me mentioning that, I feel like that's a channel that might deserve the money. He's like got like 2 million subscribers and all that shit, but a channel like that, I feel like is worth adding money into, you know, like or giving money to. But a lot of shit that we do on here, come on, really? Like see people dropping like 20, 30, $40 in these chats. Like, for what? Fuck. So now Alan and his film crew have decided to take all the tribes, get them inside this straw hut, and they're gonna light the hut on fire with all the people inside, which really relates to why the professor and his guide, why they were met with such hostility from the tribe when they showed up. And they weren't able to understand that. But still, there is no reason why Alan and his friends are killing all these cannibals. But ultimately, they're going to be paying the ultimate price later on for their actions here. Anthony's saying, I got gummo for $1 without the case on tape. Deal the You're fucking right, dude. Jesus Christ. I wish I could give you a high five right now for that. I don't even have a legit copy of Gummo. I still have a burnt disc of it, like on DVD. So you know what I find, speaking of Gummo, I thought it was so mind blowing when Criterion was like, the Criterion collection was like, yeah, we're releasing Gummo on Blu-ray. I was like, what? You're releasing Gummo on Blu-ray? The Criterion collection? Like, holy shit. And George is here. Oh yeah, good to see George is here. George the Sailor Outlaw. Yo, everyone, and Sean. Yeah, George, I'm so sorry about I think it was last week, the Return of the Living Dead 40th anniversary stream, man. I meant to highlight your comment and I ended up hitting ban by accident. No real good excuse for it. I was smoking weed like all day, so maybe that was why I was like doing shit a little too fast. I don't know. But yeah, good to see you here, George. And yeah, thank you for just understanding that that wasn't done on purpose. It's just flaw on my end from moving too fast, not reading things quick enough. You're not the biggest fan of darkness. Yeah, you know what? I'll have to sit right next to you on that one, man. No dark nips here. Well, this is where we actually get a love scene here between Alan and the woman here. Does it really enhance the movie? Does it add to it? I think the music as it fades out adds to it, but yeah, these two are very passionate about each other, that's for sure. They look burnt. Oh god, they've been out in the sun too long, right? Like that movie Night of the Demons when the mother goes to offer like some food to the boyfriend. Hi, would you like some I forget what the fuck it was. It was these little like fudge logs. Is that what it was? I think it was like fudge logs. Like, hey, would you like a fudge log? And the kid's like, nah, I'm okay. And the son's like, of course he doesn't want one, mom. They look like sun-dried dog poodle turds or something like that. And Steve cracks me up because the mother gets so offended. Oh my god, how dare you? But that's in Night of the Demons. That's a favorite for me. There's a possibility we might do a watch party for that one in October, man. That's another movie. I can't get through a single year without watching Night of the Demons. That's an all-time favorite for me. And we got Shamarlos is here. Shamarlos, what's up, Scott? How you doing there? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Scott has had a hamburger and French fries. Very American. Triber definitely on a frenzy, right? Yeah, right there, George. Yeah, good to see you here, though. Hopefully, everyone's having a good weekend. We got 9 people in the chat. Had some popcorn too to top it off. Not bad, not bad. Pizza bagel bites, man. Yo, I gotta say, I think that bagel bites really, I think they fell off, man. Because like the last time I had them, like the bagel itself was real chalky, like it just didn't feel like a breaded bagel. Maybe I got a bad pack. I don't know. I was just like, ew, God, I don't remember these tasting like this. But Hot Pockets, yeah, those things. Hot Pockets are still the shit. Definitely take a Hot Pocket over pizza rolls. I mean, I'm sure people love pizza rolls, but to me, pizza rolls are kind of disgusting. Watching Scream 4, Scream 5, and Scream 6. Wow, sorry to hear that, Scott. But but no, whatever floats your boat there, watch what you want to watch, man. But you know what, Scott? I hope someday, not holding it against you, but I hope someday you can join in with us for a watch party. Just someday. So I think what it's gonna come down to, I'm gonna have to schedule a movie that is up your alley for you to join in with us. But just hanging out in the chat's good enough. But like, another reason why I mention that is because like you're usually actually you're always here. You always pop up in the chat. So that's like one of the reasons why I mentioned that, Scott. It'd be really cool to get you to join in with us one day. But if not, perfectly fine. Scream sucks. Yeah. The extent of Scream for me is I can do the first movie. Even that doesn't have a lot of rewatchable value, but when that movie came out, 96, I think I was like in 8th grade. So like Scream in a way was kind of a big movie. And I really do feel like the opening of that movie with Drew Barrymore and everything, I wouldn't say it's like terrifying, but very tenseful situation going on throughout that. Once we get through that scene and the movie moves along, I feel like the movie just dips and dips. It gets worse. But I can go back and watch the first Scream. The rest of the franchise, it would be like pulling teeth to get me to watch the rest of the franchise. I think I've seen the first 3, and it was painful to watch 2 and 3. It really was. It felt like I had cancer watching the movie or something. So Scott's birthday is next month on September 10th. He'll be 36. Okay. Mm. I don't think I have anything scheduled for the 10th, but I'm glad you said that. So I'm going to try to get something scheduled for your birthday. And Scott, if you want to recommend a movie, I can't promise it's going to happen, but I can try to get it to happen. So now with this, just briefly getting back to the movie here, as we're going through Alan's film footage, they find a tribe's person who's been this person's been rejected from the tribe because they're sick. They're full of disease. And the person's just sitting there like half in the water, half in the fucking on the ground in the sand, like laying next to this tree stump. And you could just see that this lady is just completely infected with shit. And now, I forgot about this birthing scene. So, yeah, one of the female tribes people here is pregnant and giving birth in the stand-up position. And they're just getting in there with the cameras. Like, they're like right up in their faces with the cameras. These fucking American white people, right? And, that gruesome fucking music, that grim music plays over top. But you can see that this pregnant woman, she's diseased. Like she's got shit on her face, all types of shit that's just hinting at the fact that she's sick with something. This is a bit of a sad scene. I gotta say, nothing happy about this scene at all. So now, yeah, the baby comes out, and one of the tribe's people takes the baby, digs out some of the mud on the ground, throws the fetus into the ground, puts the dirt back over it, and calls it a day. The way of life. Cut out the disease, right? Yeah, cheers to that fucking lady for her sacrifice. Yeah, George, right, yeah, never a dull moment when you're in the trap. You're talking about Scream 1. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly talking about Scream 1, like, I mean, I don't think the original Scream's really a bad movie, I don't think it is. But, you compare it to the rest of the franchise and everything, I just can't do the rest of the franchise. Another issue I have with Scream is the fact that, like, alright, Ghostface is supposed to be a horror icon, right? Then why is it that anybody can be Ghostface? I just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know. I don't wanna, like, completely rip the movie apart because I know some of you guys like the Scream franchise, but I feel like when you have a horror icon that doesn't have a true identity, that can be anyone, just doesn't stand up to the other horror icons that we have out there in the world. So, Ghostface, very cool look and everything. I love the costume, the buck knife, all that stuff. I just Ghostface just falls a little short for me, that's all. And Russell's here, Russell Collier. Good evening, Sean, and everyone in the chat. Good to see you here, Russell. Yeah, hopefully, all is well with you. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. I know you're usually here for like the chat and hanging out and everything. Perfectly fine. But our timestamp or my timestamp is 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 50 seconds. So it's coming up on 1:18 soon. All right, so you know what? This stream's gonna run over a little 2 hours, isn't it? Oh no, never mind. All right, so yeah, we're almost through everything here. You know, my thing is, um, if we're watching a 90-minute feature, I try to add in a half hour of kind of like bullshitting and saying hello to people and stuff. So 90-minute feature will usually equal a 2 hour stream. Anything that goes over 2 hours, obviously that's going to exceed that. Just like today I scheduled for the 35th anniversary on September 19th. We'll be watching Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas for the 35th anniversary. That movie's 2.5 hours. So that's probably gonna be like a 3 hour stream. And another one that has an anniversary this year, I want us to watch. I think it's in November, is Scorsese's Casino. That's another one. I think that's 30 years old this year. But I'm gonna get that one scheduled on the channel too. That'll be a very lengthy watch party also. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, you really are the king of the food, man. This never happened in Survivor. Yeah, all screen. But yeah, now Alan and his Chris. Another thing besides burning down that fucking hut, that straw hut. The all the tribes people that managed to get out of that situation, like they're actually like running them down like football players and tackling them. Right here in this actual moment that I'm watching right now, Alan and his one friend are raping a girl while his girlfriend is filming it. And it cuts back to the professor and his colleagues there, and they could barely even watch the content because they're fucking pussies. Ghostface killed everybody. Let's say that again, yeah. That's perfectly fine, Scott. Nothing wrong. A lot of people like the Scream movies. I don't get it, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, we all like what we like. There's all different subgenres of things. Some things we resonate with, some things we don't, and that's why I try my best to be respectable about other people's opinions. It's because somebody likes something, I ain't gonna shit all over them, treat them like shit. That would be the same as like somebody could do that to me. It's just doesn't make somebody right to do that. But no, I just don't like the Scream franchise that much. I can do the first one mainly on like nostalgic reasons, but that's about it. But yeah, you're right there, Scott. Yeah, you don't have to like Ghostface Killer. Yeah, definitely not crazy about him. I just wish somebody would try to explain his identity to me so I can understand it. And nobody can because he doesn't have an identity. And George Sailor Outlaw saying, at least you're not drinking human blood like you would normally expect in every single occult movie. Russell, I'm a lucky one. Never seen any Scream films. Wow. Yeah. I can't recommend them all, but I'd say if you're bored enough, give the first one a spin. You might like it. Scream 1 was underrated. I don't know if it was underrated because I mean that's fine, Scott, if you think it's underrated. Because the movie was very, it was big studio, big Hollywood studio pushing it out there. A lot of people are aware of Scream. I don't think it falls into the underrated category, but that's your personal choice and thoughts there. It's fine. Oh, we're at the iconic scene now with the tribeswoman. Just get the pole right through her ass and coming out of her mouth, which is obviously a fake effect, but man, they do a good job at making that look real. But this is where Alan has his epic bad acting moment. I guess I'll try to reenact that scene here as it goes. And he's like, oh, good Lord. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's horrible. I can't understand for such reason for something so obscure to do with such inhumanity. These primitives. That dude's acting so bad. But apparently, in that scene, in that moment, Ruggiero Diodato was like, what the fuck are you doing? It's not what I told you to do. That is such a cool effect, though. Obviously, it's a girl just sitting on, a wooden fucking stick that has a seed on it. And then she has the stick coming out of her mouth. But I think they executed that scene very nicely. Stephanie saying, very true, Scott. I hate Ghostface, but love Scream because of Drew Barrymore. Yeah, it's it. Everyone's got their reasons, their little reasons why they like certain movies and stuff. Same, it's the same for me. I'm just not a big fan of the franchise, but I mean, you know what, Scott? Maybe we'll do a watch party for the first Scream someday. I can't say I'll be the most enthusiastic person about it, but maybe we'll do it. But that is the only movie I can really talk about and have like some kind of like meaning in a way for me. I just, at that time, like when that movie came out, I was like, I think I was in the transition of being in like eighth grade, going into high school. And yeah, I liked it for what it was. I have it in my collection, but I will never go back to any of those sequels. George is saying, though, can you imagine, Sean, an island where a cannibalistic tribe and a group of devil worshippers meet? Oh my God. That's like a recipe for like a Jim Jones colony right there, right? It's like if Jim Jones was a cannibal or something. Stephanie saying she took on that part knowing it was a quick kill. Be horror movie style. Yeah, that's right. Drew Barrymore. Yeah, she is in the beginning of that. Yeah, very, very quick killing it. But I think for the little screen time that she has, and I think she does a very good job with everything. Like she genuinely looks terrified when she's on the phone. Oh man, we're at the part now where they're cutting this guy's dick off. So the cameraman with the blonde hair, he's dead at this point. We're cutting his dick off right now. Blood squirting all over the place. Oh man. This is the meat of the movie here, I guess you could say. This is it, man. They just cut his fucking dick off. They're cutting his limbs off now. But the camera is like very shaky, the found footage effect. So it cuts in and out, which is a way to kind of disguise the effects and all the graphic cutting and everything. So now his head has been cut off. They're chopping the shit out of his torso and everything. His torso is cut up into 3 pieces, his head's just laying there on the ground. And, they're just cutting him up with sharp rocks tied to sticks, to make it even worse. It's not like they have, like, sharp machetes that cut the meat and anything. Anthony's saying, "Unfortunately, I doubt I'll ever like his, like, scream other than Cox, Courtney Cox." Mountain Dew for the win. Oh, yeah. They just pulled all of his intestines out. They're raising it up to the gods, making sure the gods are aware. But the music on top, man, Ritz Ortolani, I think that's his name. This is what makes this movie effective, man. So it's really the music. I feel like he's such a genius to come up with the music for this, because like I know, like, as a composer, you gotta meet up with the filmmaker, you gotta talk with each other, you gotta show footage to the person who's presenting the music. But to be that kind of to have that genius mindset of like, "You know what? Why don't we take these awful images and put beautiful music over top of it?" Like, oh, it's such a good idea. And then that synthesizer starts to come in as that orchestra lowers down, and you get that dang, dang, boom, boom, dang, dang, dang. No, they're lighting the guy's head on fire now. Ah, well, never going to South America. Wouldn't surprise me if this movie got an X rating. You know what? What did this movie get? Well, I just know from like, watching like the Severin Films Video Nasty's Definitive Guide documentary. This movie just straight up was banned in like over 30 countries. Apparently, I think it's still banned in the UK to this day, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I know as the years have gone along here, a lot of these films, video nasties per se, have started to, pass the what is that? That's like a certificate rating. A lot of these films, or I'm sorry, a lot of these films have become a little bit more acceptable now. So a lot of these films are becoming less and less banned. But I know Cannibal Ferox in this one definitely banned in like 30 plus countries for a long time. So getting an X rating, yeah, why the fuck not? Even though, like, for me personally, I think an X rating is really more for like pornography. That's what I feel like. But the movie's so in your face, so graphic, does have plenty of nudity. I mean, look at the tribes people. The tribes people are barely walking around with a shoelace on them or something. Like, but now we're watching as the tribe one by one is knocking each one of these filmmakers off. Oh, they're killing Alan's girlfriend right now. Yo, she really looks like she's going through some fucking hurtful pain too, but that's just really good acting on her part. They literally rip her clothes off. They have her up against a tree that probably has fire ants crawling up it and God knows what else. But yeah, the one female out of the whole crew, I think she does a really good job with her acting performance, like front to back, really does. And her death scene is, yeah, very realistic, man. She looks like she's in some legit stress. But yeah, right there you go, Stephanie. Abandoned England back in the day. It could still be. I know I have a poster. I can't show it to you guys. I have a poster. Let me look at that. Yeah, I have a mini poster on my wall for Cannibal Ferox. It says banned in 31 countries on it. It's like a yellow dot, really big. It says banned in 31 countries. Yeah, right. It's another good one to mention there, Stephanie. Clockwork Orange, man. Very controversial movie. Definitely a movie we're going to get done here on the channel at some point, too. That's for sure. Anthony saying, Steph, yeah, drive in will never die. Yeah. I've never actually been to a legit drive-in before. I know, you guys can go ahead, don't beer on me. I just that's another thing, like, growing up, man, I didn't come from, like, a mom and dad who really liked movies as much as, like, I do or as much as, like, you guys do. But my mom was always into, like, renting movies and stuff. When I was a kid, she would take me to the theater, but, like, that was, like, really the only way for me to get into movies without myself. Because, like, I mean, my dad's just he's really heavy into sports. Just not really a film person. My dad doesn't really have the patience to sit down for, like, a 2-hour movie. And, I mean, if you were to talk to my dad about movies, he would probably be like, "So what James Bond movie do you like?" Like, yeah, my dad likes, like, James Bond movies, and, like, that's it. So oh, what's her name again? Faye? I think that's Alan's girlfriend's name is Faye, but man, they're beating the fuck out of her with rocks right now. And she's the one, I think, out of the whole crew who doesn't deserve what she's getting right. The rest of them deserve everything they got, but she did not really participate in burning all those tribes people in that straw hut. She's getting beat to death. She just got her head chopped off. They just raised her head in the air. Oh my God. Yeah, dinner for tonight. Yeah, we're gonna have some. Oh, we'll mix her head with the monkey brains. Yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. We got human brains. Bloop, bloop. Oh yeah, and now we get to zoom in on Alan's face as he's just hanging by a thread, then his eyes close. That's it. The reel cuts off. Well, the professor and his three colleagues here, completely disgusted by what they just saw. The one guy just gets up and walks out, doesn't even say anything. So I think ultimately what happens here, they make a decision. Should we show this to other people? George Taylor Outlaw saying, "You couldn't pay me enough to spend even 1 second on that island." Right, right, right. Right there with you, man. Watermelon Man rules. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give that a watch, Anthony. 1970 movie. It really it looks like it's interesting and yeah, looks like it has some entertainment value to it. Alright, so that is it. Oh, there was like a saying here. Yeah. What is it the professor says? He walks out of the building, he lights his pipe. I just missed it. Just rewounded it back. Okay, it comes out. I know who the real killer is. Oh, all right. So yeah, when he comes out of the building, he lights his pipe, he looks up to the sky and he goes, "I wonder who the real cannibals are." And then it just shows the rest of New York City and the long gone Twin Towers. They're not with us anymore either. And so yeah, that is Cannibal Holocaust, everyone. We've reached the end. Yeah, just still to this day, me personally, I know for a lot of people too, just a very powerful movie. And just to real quick, just to reflect on the animal killings. I do get that is like a huge turnoff for people, but I feel like if you're someone who is open minded and just someone who's understanding and can understand the time period with this movie, it had its place back then. Shock value was a big seller too for filmmakers. It was a real eye opener for yeah, for filmmakers and people, viewers that would go to see these movies. So just that in itself was a huge competition. But yeah, But obviously things have changed since then. We have animal rights in place, and yeah, you just don't see movies like this anymore. And yeah, I know Cannibal Holocaust is a very touchy and controversial movie for people, but this will always be a top tier horror movie for me. So, but yeah. So we'll go ahead and end this one here soon. I just want to go over the schedule for the rest of the month here. I know we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes, but you know the time was utilized good here tonight. All right, so the next stream, as of right now, we have nothing on the channel. There's a possibility there might be a hangout stream this week with me and Mike over at Heroic Waffles. We're going to try to push this channel a little bit more. That might be like a random pop-up thing. But as far as what's going on with watch parties for the rest of the month, next Friday, the 29th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be watching From Dusk Till Dawn. So pussy lovers everywhere, please come on out. We got pussy for everyone that night. And then that Sunday, that same weekend, 2 days later on the 31st, to end the month, from the Coen brothers, we're going to be watching No Country for Old Men. So that'll be what we're going to close out the month here with watch parties. And then September, I gotta play around with that schedule, get all that figured out. But yeah, we're getting closer and closer to Halloween as the days dwindle down here. But yeah, we will end this one here, and we'll hang out here for a couple more minutes. And yeah, we'll acknowledge some of the chat here, and then we'll call it a night. Howdy, Russell. Stephanie's saying yes. I hate regular theaters, only drive-ins after coronavirus. Right, man. Yeah, Russell saying I miss the drive-ins. Yeah, Russell really is from that. Someone who grew up in that time period. Man, says he had a lot of fun when he was when he was a teen. Loved all the haters. Loved all. I'm sorry. Loved all. Ugh, loved the all-nighters. Jesus Christ. Anthony saying 100% down skis. I'm a holla at you. Let's do it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I definitely want to get on the stream with you, whatever the topic is. I just want to kick it, hang out. Like, I think you and I could have a good time, man. Stephanie saying yes, multiple double features. They would show last movie started at midnight at the one I know. Wow. Yeah, I've never been to a legit. I know places that have actually anymore where I live at in Philadelphia. There's no drive-ins here, but I live so close to Jersey. There is a drive-in theater in Jersey, but then west of me is Pittsburgh. That's 6 hours away for the next drive-in. But yeah, George is saying, though I wouldn't mind the women seeing what I was doing, but all in all, you couldn't pay me enough to spend you 1 second on that island. Yeah, the drive-ins that started at dusk and end at dawn in the morning. Yeah. That reminds me, just how he explained that reminds me of going to those 24-hour event screenings, man. I remember times we'd be in the lobby just to take a nap, and security guards come up and say, "You can't sleep here. You can't sleep here." Like, fuck, dude, but there's a movie they're showing. I don't give a shit about. I need to take a nap, man. It's hard, man, to roll through 24 hours. Can you, put yourself up to the challenge someday. Try to watch nothing but movies for 24 hours straight. I bet you're gonna fall out and doze off at some point. It's gonna happen. Happened to me, man. Yeah, George was saying this scene definitely reminds me of the movie involving Jim Jones. Yeah, Anthony's saying got to do Ferox. Yeah, it's got to get done, man. Really up there is one of my favorite Umberto Lenzi movies. But speaking of Umberto Lenzi, real quick, a movie I don't know if you guys are familiar with, 1988, Umberto Lenzi, Ghost House. Give that one a watch. That is a lot of fucking fun. But all right, we're going to go ahead and cut this one down here. Just want to make sure I know I didn't get to all the comments, but yeah, thank you guys very much for hanging out and being active like the way you guys were, man. And, good to see you guys, supporting each other, subscribing to each other and everything. And Vanta has stopped by here. Hey, V, I don't know if you're still here in the chat, but thank you for stopping by here at the end and, dropping a like and saying hello. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And anybody else? So that was pretty much it, though. But yeah, I just want to thank you all very much for joining me here tonight for Cannibal Holocaust. So yeah, thank you, Anthony, for hanging out with me here. And shit, there was a lot of other people. I mean, I know Phil, Froggy the Gremlin was here. Jesus Christ, just made my whole year sending me this Deadly Spawn set. But all right, I'm not going to go through names because I'm going to miss too many of them. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining me here tonight to watch Cannibal Holocaust. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you all in the next one, everyone.